Hi, everyone. So, our team worked on the artist project with Oreo Jones to prepare for the upcoming EP release. Oreo is an Indianapolis based genre blurring artist. He's the co founder of the rap project Bless and founder of the hip hop festival Crease. He'll be releasing a solo EP this year called Before It All Feels Similar, which leans into shoegazy and alternative sounds. While reviewing Oreo's audience analytics, we noticed that it skews majority male between the ages of 25 to 34. We also noticed that his primary market is the US, with Indianapolis as the primary city. Through chart metrics, we found that Oreo's top city for Spotify listeners is Indianapolis. However, we have seen a 10% decrease in his Indianapolis based listeners over the past 3 months, likely because he wasn't solo touring and playing his original music publicly. Oreo has a solid foundation for his website, branding, and musical style. So, our goal with this project is to determine marketing and community building methods to increase streams and re engage fans in his primary city. So, he has a solidified fan base and marketing tactics in place prior to the EP drop.
We wanted to compare Oreo to a slightly more established Indianapolis based band, Wishy. Wishy has a similar audience demographic and they make indie alternative music similar to Oreo's upcoming project. By analyzing Wishy's growth in Indianapolis, we can determine some successful marketing and fan engagement tactics for this album. On Luminate, we saw significant spikes in Wishes streams in Indianapolis after engaging with the community, typically averaging a 2.1 thousand increase in Indianapolis based streams after hosting local activations. Based on this, Oreo's album marketing and community management plans should engage with the local Indianapolis community to increase streams in his primary market.
For our marketing plan, our goal was for Oreo to engage with the local Indianapolis community. We designed content ideas such as an Oreo Was Here series, clips showcasing his process creating music, as well as a fan activation where listeners can share film like photos of their favorite places in their hometown, which can also be used as the Spotify canvas for the focus track. We want to increase short form post frequency and leverage cross posting between Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, as well as start posting on other platforms such as TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky. The release timeline for the EP is projected in late 2026 with a waterfall release strategy, allowing plenty of opportunity to build momentum with fan activations and events. Additionally, reaching out to tastemakers and curators for music playlisting opportunities. We want to implement digital community building tactics to engage Oreo's existing fans, expand his reach, and convert new or passive listeners into active fans. We created a mailing list for Oreo in Squarespace and added a sign up to his website. We also started an Instagram broadcast channel. Oreo can use these outlets to build a direct relationship with his most engaged fans, providing them with exclusive merch and content drops, and leverage fans through announcements to share, stream, and pre save his music.
We will also host a series of in-person community building activations to really engage with these Indianapolis-based fans, such as a pop-up performance with a local record store, a tiny desk-style performance for the web series Music in Transit, a fan meetup in Spades Park, which we will also promote on Posh VIP to collect emails and numbers for push notifications and his mailing list, and a film photography listening party for the EP as well. We can track engagement through email signups, views, engagements, and the actual number of people that attend these in-person events. We can also use these events to create video content and photo content for social media. Our financial plan is pretty straightforward. We want to keep our expenses low by being creative with our social content and really leveraging Oreo's existing connections for these in-person activations. Any budget that we have available will be for professional assets and meta ads to promote the EP, especially because his largest platforms are Facebook and Instagram. And our revenue would primarily come from ticket sales, merch, and physical media sales. And we would funnel this revenue into ads, giveaways, production costs, travel, and a contingency fund. Thank you very much, and we're happy to answer any questions.
Again, perfect timing. Excellent. So let me bring up our judges. All right. Judges, let's come back up to the stage for you guys. We have, why don't we start with Stephanie this time? Stephanie, do you have a question for our team?
Yes, I do. Great job. And I'm from Indianapolis, so fun to see it highlighted in this way and artists from the area. I was wondering if you all have put any thought into what metrics of success or what you consider success. Is it focusing on growing the email, the community, or would it be measuring the streams? If there's anything you've thought about that way.
Yeah, definitely. Our main goal when we first started this project was to really increase his streams in his primary market, which is Indianapolis. So that's definitely something that we would be looking at as we implement all of these different marketing and community building tactics. For those specific tactics themselves, we would obviously be looking at, the amount of emails that we have signing up for his mailing list, because that's a new implementation as well. The amount of new people joining the broadcast channel, and just generally different engagements across his different social media channels, especially the ones that we are starting from scratch.
Absolutely. And I do also want to add to that, Remi, that he has such a evolution throughout his catalog, throughout all the albums that he's released. Like the sound is pushing challenging the narrative of what is already there. And when we compared Oreo to Wishy as well, like in the chart metric data, I could see that Wishy was pinging Instagram specifically in major cities like New York City. And so there is an opportunity there, especially like if we leverage like this new shoegazy sound that Oreo is stepping into, and if we pitch it to the right curators and that gets the right traction, it really has potential to grow into something much bigger, even outside of Indianapolis, obviously. But like Remi was saying, that is like the main focus at the moment.
Excellent. And then let's see, Maureen, do you have a question?
Hi, thank you. I do. Thank you all for your presentation. Great job. My question is about kind of, if we think of like the letter T, you all are really like focusing on that depth of his super fans and really making sure that they feel valued and connected, which is so important for longevity. I'm curious if you thought about how to expand like the top of the T to be wider, and what does that strategy look like here? So I guess more like fan acquisition versus fostering the relationships that he already has.
I think that's a really good question. I think that a lot of the new fans that he is getting is through like the tours and like appearances. So I think that's also partly why we wanted to lean into like, especially improving on like just getting more visibility out there. We noticed like in the last 3 months, like when he wasn't solo touring, that's when the streaming and the socials started to dip quite a bit, particularly on Spotify. That trend was shown most apparently. So I would say just getting out there and getting on tour and posting content on platforms, getting that TikTok up is really going to help the chances of new viewership. And also he has collaborated with bands like Wishy and other similar bands in the area. So I think that continuing to do that and tapping into those fan bases as well to grow is going to be a really, really smart strategy to get that upper level of the T that you were talking about.
Totally. Thank you.